Well, we've got Amar Williams, cornerback, 6'1", 175 pounds. Another player out of Florida. Had offers from Charlotte, Florida A&M, Indiana, Western Kentucky, and Middle Tennessee State. So Ked got another guy coming up from Florida to play DB. That seems to be a really nice thing that Aaron Henry is very comfortable with. Tell me a little bit about your impressions of Amar.
I think he's also, from my understanding, he was able to play on the offensive side of the ball, so he's done some wide receiver as well. But the thing that I was told, and thing that I've seen on film with him a lot, here's a kid that can track the ball. He can track the ball really, really well, and he's about knocking balls down. He's quick enough. He's also 6'1" because he's not small. And I like the fact that Illinois is trying to stretch their size and to not be small, because there were so many times last year. I mean, I can think back to the Wisconsin game, when they're just marching the ball down the field, and we just had guys that were small, that were too small, who couldn't go up to make plays. And I think, getting guys that are bigger, that can go up and can track balls and to be able to knock balls down, and then also to go get them and to be physical. Again, I like it, and I also like the fact that he is from the South. I mean, and they're starting to develop a good relationship down there with them. I like I like to get. I don't think he's going to see the field early, right away, unless there's some injuries. But again, that's that depth that I talked about earlier.
About 20 years ago, when Brett Bielema was closer to my age, he met a high school football coach named Lenny Janikowski. Lenny Janikowski has been Brett Bielema, one of Brett Bielema's best friends, for 20 years. He is the head coach now at Vero Beach High School, where Amar Reynolds is coaching. Lenny's been able to kind of tell Brett over time, yeah, don't recruit that kid. Don't waste your time. He's going to go to Miami. He's going to go to Florida State, Brett. You don't have a chance in hell of getting in. But when he has a player like a Nathan Ginn, who I think, hey, he could be something for you at a tight end position later on in life. If when he has an Amar Reynolds for 1 year, this is the third high school that Amar Reynolds has been at, in his prep career. But Lenny was able to have him his senior year. And hey, look, Brett, I think you're going to be able to get this kid. I think you're going to be able to make something out of this kid. I think Aaron's going to really like this kid. That's when Brett Bielema starts to pay attention. And that's really kind of why Amir Reynolds ends up here. Not only because Nathan Ginn had a really, really good freshman year experience learning and developing at the tight end position coming from Vero Beach, but also the fact that Lenny basically kind of knows what a Brett Bielema player looks like, in all kind of facets, no matter what position he plays. Amir Reynolds is that kind of kid. I agree with Ked. I think his development is more long-term than it is immediate. But I do think that, what I think is going to help him is that I'm not entirely sure what position he's going to play at Illinois. I don't know if he's a straight corner. I don't know if he's a nickel. I don't know if he's a safety. And I think that Illinois does a really good job. He's going to be here in the spring. I don't know. I think Illinois does a really good job of training you in all three in the spring and then figuring out what you do best by the time that they get to preseason camp. And I think that could be the way that Amir Reynolds works out his development. And I'm not entirely sure where he's going to play. I'm not entirely sure that's a bad thing right now. I think he's going to figure out via the Illinois coaching staff where my best spot is here. And I think that could get him on the field faster than we all think.
Yeah, he looks like he could also put some weight on and
Mhm.
carry it well. So with quickness and even more weight, it'd be very interesting to see just how high Amar can fly.